Hi everyone, this time I'm just going to tell you how do we set index before performing data analysis. Okay, so I'm just going to use the data card details from cardeco.csv data. Let us actually start with creating a new Python notebook. And after getting the Python notebook, first of all, I just import pandas as PD. That's the first stage. So I need this package for that, and I just create a series of cells. And let me read the data as car, something like that. And I read and pt dot read underscore csv. The data name is car details. It's case sensitive from car deco.csv. Let me read the data name. PD is not found. It means it's not executed. That's the reason. Import 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 pandas as PD. And let me execute right now. Yes, it's able to get right now. If you see the car and dot head, you will be able to see the headings here. You can see that it got an index, and the index start from 0 1 2 until 4. It means the five first rows, first 5 rows are reported here. And I just want to change, I just want to make sure that the name of this column, the name as my index. Okay, there is a way while reading the data itself. What you can do, you can say index, and you can say call index column is equal to, you can mention name here, so that is going to be your index. And if you print it, and you can say that this will be recognized as the index column, and the default index column got dropped off. Okay, that is one way of creating index. So let me do one thing. There is another way that, after reading the data, sometimes you want to change the index column, or you want to add an index. That is also possible. So here I don't have any kind of column name as index. Rather, I have default index like 0 1 2 3. That's it. Okay, I just read the data once again without index. Let me do one thing. I'll go down here. This time what I do, I just use my car name. The data name is car dot I just use the function set underscore index, and there I mention keys is equal to, I just mention name. And if you look at here, and you can see the new index column here, that name is in, used as an index this time, right? This is another way of creating index. And you can also say, if you look at the data right now, original data, if you see car dot head, if you see here right now, and nothing changed in the original data right now. Is it true or not? So because whenever we create this particular thing, it's not actually replacing it back to your original data. So in this case, we can add in place. So the function in place, you can say in place is equal to uh, true. Okay, so that you'll be able to see. Now you print it, and you'll be able to see that name. This is one way in which you can set the index. There is sometimes you want to remove the index, you want to go back. Okay, so what you can do, you can do this way. So you can say card dot set underscore, not set. Okay, so you can say reset underscore index, and you can simply use this one. So it's got replaced. And now if you go back to your original data here, car dot head, if you see here original data, if you see, it's still there, right? Is it? So in order to do that, in order to replace from the original data, you say just mention that in place is equal to true, and so that you'll be able to change the original data. If you see the car headings, after that you can see it's got replaced. Let's assume that afterwards I don't want to reset, rather I want to set the index once again. And I have the index. Let's assume that a car dot set underscore index, I just use the keys is equal to name, let's assume. So in place, I just used in place also true. Name need to be in quotations. Okay, so otherwise it'll throw you an error. And let me run it right now. And now what happens, you can understand what is going to be the consequence of the same, is it? So you can see car dot head, if you see, it got again replaced. But this time what I'm trying to do, and I'm going to make year as my index instead of name. Okay, let me do one thing in this case. Let's try with the original data and see that car dot set underscore index. This time I just make keys is equal to year. I just say implies is equal to true, and if you see car dot head, if you see here, so here is already converted, and let's try with, and none of the error in column. Let me check it. It's already converted, that's the reason it's showing an error. And say car dot head, you can see it's already converted. And look at here. So when I executed here, what happens is that two times it got deleted. Okay, that's what happens. So in order to recover the same, let me do one thing. I can go back, I can re-execute the same, and thereafter if I execute and this one, so that there is nothing called as year it's showing, and set car dot set index. Let me do read the data once again. I have car heading, the name, year is there. Okay, so let me and look at here. Yeah, so let me, yeah, year become that one. Let's assume that year become the index. Now I want to change what into name as the index. Let's assume that in this case what we need to do, if you want to change any time from one index to other, always make sure that you reset it. For example, car dot set index, not set, actually you need to reset. Okay, and index, and you need to say in place, you need to say implies true. That first of all you need to reset, otherwise please don't try. It's already there is an index here that is nothing but here. First you replace, make it in usual format, then you try to set a new index with respect to here if you want. So car dot reset underscore index, here you can say not reset, set. Okay, then afterwards set underscore index, you can say here keys is equal to what, keys is equal to, and this time I just want to make it name, and so you can say in place is equal to true, and I reset, and then thereafter I can actually try. If you see car dot head, if you see, and look at your name, I just used as index in this case. Okay, that's it. I believe you understood.